Now, for around about £16.25 million, I personally think Karim Adeyemi is an absolute steal, considering he is in the 190 potential range. However, I completely understand that some of you do not have that amount of money to spend on a striker. So I have compiled a list of 10 other Wonderkids for you exactly who don't have the pennies to spend big, and I guarantee you can at least afford one of them for sure. Now, starting off with Rodrigo Roberio, he is in the 170 potential range. We are ranging between 170 and 160 in this, and I'll explain each one. But to begin with, 16 years of age, you can find him in the Sporting under-19s. Some likeable attributes, to be honest. Only 16, so a long way to grow. He has a youth contract, but you can still pick him up if you go to make an offer for £1.1 million. It's an absolute steal because, like every single Wonderkid video that we do like this, I've gone on a database, I've set up so you can see what they're like when I set them to their maximum potential. So, cue looking at Rodrigo Roberio at 170. Now, over to Switzerland now. In the Basel under-18s, you will find this guy, Jaita, maybe, I think it is. He's only 16, like I've mentioned. To begin with, he doesn't look too bad. He will grow, I'm sure of it. Give him some game time. Hopefully he has good professionalism and all that good stuff. We will see him at his maximum, but you can pick him up for just 550k. So you can already see the money that you are saving here. In a few years' time, if you sell him, if you use him, you're going to get your money's worth. Let's have a look at him as max. Now, arguably one of my favourite guys on this list, Spanish, 18 years of age, Noel Lopez. You can find him in the Deportivo La Coruña B team, so he's quite the way down the leagues, which means he's more than likely going to want to come to you no matter what team you are at. Now, fundamentally, he has some decent attributes. You are going to nurture him into a better striker, though, because he only has 10 finishing. In this version, anyway, you might be different when you load him in. But price-wise, he is very cheap at 500k. The reason why he is one of my favourites is because when he's set to his maximum, I think he looks absolutely insane and way better than 160 potential range. Now, YouTube reckons, by the way, it's going to take me 5 months to reach 30,000 subscribers. We are less than 5,000 subscribers away from hitting that target, and I personally think we could do it from Christmas. I reckon we could beat that before Christmas. So if you aren't subscribed yet, but you're liking this list, you want to see more, I've got more lists coming. So make sure you press that subscribe button. You're doing me a favor, helping me get there. I'd really appreciate it if you can help me hit that 30k. And if you already are a sub, maybe smash that like button, and more people will see this video. Over to Matthias Arezzo then. Now, a guy that you probably are aware of, but I still wanted to highlight him anyway, just in case maybe you forgot about him or something along those lines. He is in the 170 potential range, so we will get to see him at 170, so there's a little bit of a bonus incentive, and we'll gloss over it because he is still about £1.5 million. If you can pick him up and get a work permit or wherever you are, you can use him. Personally, I've used him last year straight from the off, and he was absolutely fantastic. He's probably the guy on this list that you can use straight from the off and benefit from it right away. As a pressing forward, he is insane. Great physical attributes, the mental aggression 15, and technically he is absolutely fantastic already. So make sure if you do buy him, use him right away. I promise you, you will benefit from that. Now, staying in South America, we have a young 15-year-old man called Mccormack. Doesn't really sound Colombian, if you ask me, but he does look incredible, to be honest, for a 15-year-old. He is in the 160 potential range, so he's on the lower end of the scale of Wonderkids that we will see here. Because he's 15, you might have to wait a couple of seasons before he will arrive. He actually turns 18, if you look, on the 31st of August, meaning that you should get him on the very last day of a transfer window in 2 seasons' time, should you buy him. Before we take a look at what he looks like in the future, you can pick him up for about 500k, which is an absolute steal in my opinion, because look how good he actually is. Now, a little bit closer to home, Jason van Duiven is a Dutch PSV Eindhoven under-18s. This is my Twitch save, by the way, twitch.tv/OmegaLuke Gaming. I haven't come across Jason yet, but now that I know he is in the 170 potential range, I might just have to have a look at him because he looks absolutely fantastic and he has a youth contract at the start, so I really hope I haven't lost him already. And you can pick him up for 650k at the start of the game. What a player, by the way, for 650k, because look at him at his maximum. Now, son of Ida Gudjohnsen is Andre Lucas Gudjohnsen. Now, I was a big fan of Ida Gudjohnsen despite playing for Chelsea when I was a Manchester United fan, and his son looks rather decent as well. Although he is 19 and it does look like he needs a little bit of development, especially in the physical department, he could be a bit of a monster from attacking set pieces or as a target forward with 15 jump and reach. He's 6'2 and decent heading. Bravery is 12 as well, so that's not too bad whatsoever. And if you can pick him up from the Real Madrid team, you will only need 425k. That's an absolute steal. By the way, if you want to actually load all of these players in, you're going to have to load the nations that they are from. All of those players from those nations. It's probably the best way of doing it. It's quite easy to do, and you roughly get a database of about 50,000 people in it. He is in the 170 potential range, and when he is set to his maximum, he looks like one of the best on this list. Now, a Slovakian player by the name of Adam Grigor you can find in the Lask Juniors team, 17 years of age, and this guy is probably the most expensive on the list, I dare say. He's 6'4". He is another really good target forward, and when he's set to his maximum, he's in the 160 potential range. He looks quite good, to be fair, but at the start, there are some weaknesses, obviously, that you want to really focus on. That composure is quite low there, and anticipation, really. The rest of them doesn't look too bad. If you make an offer, though, around about £2.8 million, this is what they negotiated with me, so I just have to accept it. 2.8 plus 1.5, so you're looking at just under £5 million. It's easily the most expensive on this list, and I'm giving you some bargains, so probably just check to see what he looks like and ask their agent. You can go on here, you can ask agent for availability, see what they say for price-wise. Now, Scottish fans, did you know that you had a guy called Ethan Laidlow in as a youth prospect, to be honest, in the Hibernian under-18s, because he looks absolutely fantastic from where I'm looking at. He's in the 160 potential range, so it's one of the risky ones, isn't it? Because that's the lowest potential range that you can get. It's between 130 and 160, so it could be low. However, he does look great at the start. And somebody, for 16, I'd start him. He has low composure, but I'd still start him. That determination's great, depending on what league you're in. Especially if you're in the Scottish leagues, why not give him a go? And if you make an offer, you can pick him up for less than £1 million. And when he's set to his maximum, again, looks like one of the best players on this list. Now, we have one more guy to show you on this list, but before we do that, I want you to let me know down in the comments which one has been your favourite. Whether it is this last one, maybe it was a Scottish lad we just shown you, maybe it's Matthias Arezzo for sentimental reasons. I want to know down in the comments, please. Now, the final guy on the list is Thiago Moura from Boa Vista under-19s, a 17-year-old Portuguese striker, and Portugal must just have the most amount of Wonderkids in this game. It's absolutely obscene. He is in the 160 potential range. He looks quite good, to be fair. Some great physicals, and technically he looks fantastic as well. For a 17-year-old, he's quite developed already, although he is about to turn 18. If you do make an offer, £1.9 million and a friendly, I think that's still a very good bargain because look how good he actually is at his maximum. And that's your list. Make sure you check out this video as well. We've got bargain Wonderkids, which you can find for like less than £100,000. Some of them are absolutely insane. Make sure you're following the Twitch page. We've got a clips channel as well now, some funny clips on that. The second channel has all of the Twitch live stream uploads, so as VODs, so you can watch them all. Patreon link should you wish to support me financially as a content creator. Let's get me to 30,000 subscribers, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.